Now we will be discussing how to create, read, and update loans using the loan module under the payroll subtab. So as we can see, we currently do not have any loans. So let's go ahead and create a loan. So we need to assign this loan to a staff and the issuing body for this loan. So let's say that's the SSS, and we need to give the loan a name. So let's just call it SSS loan, and whether it is active or not, some remarks if we need to, and then when to deduct, meaning at which pay cycle should this loan deduct from a staff's payslip. So let's click first pay cycle. So that will be the first pay cycle of a month. And then the amount that the staff has to pay, the total amount that has to be deducted from the staff's payslip. So, for example, that would be 1,000 pesos. So they have to pay 1,000 pesos in total. And lastly, the amount that was actually loaned to the staff. So the amount that has to be paid does not necessarily equal the amount that was loaned to the staff. So, for example, we only loaned 900 pesos, but they have to pay 1,000 pesos, for example, due to interest. So that is for this tab. Moving on to the schedules. Schedules is also what determines when the loan should deduct from a payslip. So aside from the when to deduct here based on the pay cycle, the schedule also determines um, how much to deduct per payslip. So for example, for the date range of April 1 to April 30, we might only want to deduct 500 pesos. So let's say we are issuing payslips from April to May. That would mean that we would deduct 500 pesos on the first payslip of April and the first payslip of May, which would equal 1,000 pesos, which would equal the total amount that the staff has to pay. And we've also made sure that we would not over deduct. So let's say this was 600. So that would mean that it would deduct 600 on the first payslip issued on April and only 400 on the first payslip issued on May. So for simplicity, let's put it back to 500. So this would mean that this loan would deduct on the first payslip or the first pay cycle, and the amount that it will deduct is 500 for April, April to May. And if we wanted any different schedule, any different amount to be deducted, we could add here. And there, as we can see, we've created our loan. We can also read the data in our loan. So we can see the staff we've assigned it to, the issuing body, and then the name of the loan, whether this loan is currently active, so whether it would deduct from the payslip, some remarks if there are, and then as you can see, when to deduct, and the total amount that has to be paid, and the total deducted so far, as well as if it is fully paid here. And then the amount that was loaned, this is just for informational purposes. Again, it does not affect the deduction for each payslip. And lastly, the schedule that we added here. And we can also update this loan if we needed to. So let's say the issuing body is not actually SSS, it was actually PhilHealth. So we would change this to PhilHealth. We could also change the loan name. One thing to note about updating loans is we can only update it at this level, meaning updated completely, if there has been no deduction yet to a payslip that is associated to this loan. So let's say we've already deducted this SSS loan in a certain payslip. We can no longer edit it to this level. We would only be able to update the is active and the remarks field. This is to prevent inconsistencies between the loans here and the payslips. So let's go ahead and save our changes. And there we can see that we've made our changes reflect. And that is all for the loan module when it comes to creating, reading, and updating. Thank you.